Hi, I'm Margaret, and welcome. Today we're going to answer some of the questions that I got a few weeks ago, or even months. Granted, I don't get to these questions right away, but I'll try to answer some of these questions that are more generic in nature, and hopefully that way you can actually, if some of your questions are pretty similar, then you'll have an idea of the answers. Okay, so I picked out a few questions that were in some of the comments on the videos that I have, and if you have more personal questions and comments, please contact me directly, email me directly, and it would be best to do it that way. So anyway, so there are three topics that I would like to touch on, and so let's get going with the first topic that I got a question. These are some questions from Florence Leomera. I know you've sent this 2 weeks ago. So her question is, our house is facing south but also facing a road in front. How can I do it positive? Can I hang a mirror in the opposite area of poison arrow? So most people know of the mirror as the Bagua Mirror, which is actually just an octagonal mirror with Bagua lines drawn on it. Now, really, a Bagua mirror has no connection with the original Bagua or Feng Shui. In classical Feng Shui, that is, it has no direct connection with the original Bagua or with the study of Feng Shui. So my advice to you, Florence, and to some of you guys that might have this similar problem is to plant some shrubberies to block the incoming sha qi. You also have to look at the shrubberies. I'm sorry. You also have to look at the energies from the road itself, and some of the factors to consider is whether the traffic that's coming towards you is actually slow or low. It's a low traffic area and it's not really in a busy intersection, so the energies will be less malignant, or it will be less aggressive, as opposed to if your property or your home is located in a very, very busy intersection, and there are always a rush of cars that's coming towards you on the road that's directly in front of you. So that's one of the things that you have to consider. So it's not just because you are facing a road, but if the traffic is close to zero, and there won't be as much sha qi coming your way. And now to mitigate that, instead of hanging a Bagua mirror, just try to find out if you could actually plant some shrubberies in front, especially in front of your main door, to block out the incoming sha qi. Okay, so there are also some other we talk about she mentioned something about poison arrows or arrows. So there are some other objects that are outside of your home that might also be giving you negative energy. And like in this picture, you will see that there's a post right in front of the main door. Okay, so this is also a form of sha qi. Now this one is a little bit harder to mitigate or to remedy, because it's a post that you can't just chop it off. It's it's something that belongs to the government, and you know, you're having a main door that is directly in front of it, is gonna create some sachi coming to your home. Okay, so there are circumstances wherein it's really difficult to mitigate that. So the only other option is to move your front door away from that particular area, and if you could actually find another area for your front door. A lot of times we would, you know, we would not want to do major renovations or ask you to do major repair work or whatever, but sometimes if there are not many choices left, then that would probably be the best solution. Or yes, some people would say just move, right? So another environment that's out of that, another how do you call the structure that you would actually have to look out for are any arrow-like structure from rooftops or from other neighboring structures, buildings, houses, such as this one. As you can see, you know, the angle of the roof of this particular structure is aiming at, if you have a house that's directly in front of you, then that certainly is like a poison arrow or a negative sachi coming to you. So this is why in real estate you also have to not just look at the house itself, but you also look at the surrounding areas and the natural environment. Okay. Excuse me. Now, another question I got from Somiya Show. I know it was 3 months back. Hopefully you're you know, you're tuning to my channel. But anyway, you asked about your question was like, how can I do backyard and garage in Feng Shui with my house? I'm not really sure how to take that question, but if you're trying to find out if a garage is included in the Feng Shui, or how do you call this, or a backyard, then my answer would be like, if you look at the picture that I have included here, you will see that some houses, let me get the, some houses such as this particular house here, okay, has a garage right out here. Okay, so if your garage is similar to this and you don't use it, you know, you don't have anything to do with it, you just store things, it's not part of your living space, then you don't necessarily need to Feng Shui this or to include the garage into your Feng Shui. Okay, so now take a look at this other house beside it. You will see it's a bigger house, of course, and you will see that they have the garage, you know, below probably a family room or a living room. So the garage is, you know, the family room or the living room is just above the garage. And likewise to say, if you're using the family room or the living room, then the garage is certainly included. It is part and parcel. You can't just cut it off, right? So what happens here is when you're doing the Feng Shui of this particular house, then of course the whole area and of course this spot with the missing area would actually be included in how you map out your floor plan. Okay, so with the backyard, like any space that is not part of your living space, does not you know, is not included in how you're mapping out the Feng Shui of your home. Okay, the layout, the plan of your property. Okay, so I hope I answered a little bit about that, and let's get going to the other question. Now again, I know it's been a while back. Susana Escobedo Her question was, is it possible to do feng shui in a house at the center of a cul-de-sac? Of course, we've made mention before that a cul-de-sac has doesn't really have the best energy, and if you are exactly like I guess what she's saying, if, she has a house at the center of the cul-de-sac. So if you know, if we're looking at this, like let's take this picture for example. So this house might be, this particular house here is kind of in the center of this cul-de-sac here. So you can see the energy from this going in. So it's like the previous negative the sha qi that we were talking about in terms of a road in front of your home. So you will have the incoming energy that is actually directly aiming at you, and the other houses doesn't have as much of this sha qi energy aiming at it. Better, you know, so you can do the feng shui. Now if what you're asking is if you can feng shui the house in here, there's really not a lot that you can do in terms of the layout. Of course, you can feng shui your home and the interior of your home, but like I said in all my other previous lectures and seminars, the outside environment is really, really, really important. The natural environment is really important. So in as much as if you know, whatever improvement or correct feng shui you have inside your home will actually be actually affected by any negative feng shui or sha qi energy outside, in the outside environment. So as you can see here, the energies just goes around, and there's, you know, like if you're also looking at this in a more practical sense, the residents of this particular cul-de-sac has only one way of going in and out, the ingress and the egress. Okay, so you know, in terms of like for practicality and for safety, we would always like in real estate, you know, when you have a property, you would actually like to have one back door as a safety feature. And likewise, same also with basement apartments. I know for a fact that after talking to, you know, people in the fire department and fire chiefs as well, it is best to have two exits point. Okay, so if you have a main door, you know, it would be best to have another door wherein you can actually make a quick exit if in case the main door is blocked or you cannot use the main door. Now, putting that kind of perspective, you know, in place, it would be applicable to this situation as well, in a matter of speaking, to have another exit for you, just in case this area becomes blocked or something happens to this area or this section here, and you can't use it. So there's really no other way for any of the residents to make a quick exit or whatever. So there's not you don't have any another option, need to say. Okay, so you can feng shui the house itself, but in terms of the outside environment, it is pretty hard to do anything else. And like, well, you know, so unless you really know a lot of feng shui and you know, or have a feng shui master practitioner really look or give you an audit or give you, or actually if you consult if you consult a feng shui master or a practitioner before you buy your home, then you know, sometimes it's best to just avoid something that you might not have any ability to remedy. Okay, so let's try to see another picture here. So that one, the previous slide that I showed you had a house just directly in front, like this one, directly in front of it. Okay, there was no shrubberies like this one here. So as you can see, the energy that comes in goes around, like with the direction of the arrow, or vice versa, right? And as you can see, houses that are actually in this area here are actually much have better energies as opposed to the houses around this area. Okay, you also might want to because of the fact that there are some shrubberies in here, it kind of mitigates some of the energies that is flowing around in this cul-de-sac. Okay, so again, I will not be able to entertain all the questions and comments that I get on my channel, but I certainly will make an effort to answer some of the more generic questions, that is, questions that are more general in nature, that more people will probably be likely to ask, although it might take a while for me to get to them anyway. So for you guys to be notified, please subscribe to my channel, and for your more personal comments and questions, I suggest that please contact me directly or email me directly. There are, of course, some questions wherein they are more personal in nature, so maybe a consult with me will be more appropriate. Again, email me directly if you want more information or would like to arrange for a consult. Now, a few of you have actually supplied your birthdays. I was going through some of the comments and in some of my videos here, and a few of you have supplied your birthdays and then asked if you know, corresponding to your birthdays, if the house that you currently live in is lucky for you, or if or what direction of house you should buy, or if you're or what type of house will be lucky for you to buy, and or if it's not, if the house that you're presently living is not lucky, what to do about it, or how to plot the chart of your home. So this kind of is more like a one type, you know, we'll be touching more on the same topic. Okay, so hopefully I will be able to try to answer some of these questions in my next Feng Shui question and answer video. And so please stay tuned, and please tune in often to my channel, and again, please subscribe, and I would like to thank you for your support, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.